Hi, I'm Extraayogurt and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, then welcome back and thanks for checking out my video again. I just want to say happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas, and if you do, then Merry Christmas. And hopefully I can get this video out to you guys before December is over, because I'm typically super late on things and I'm still trying to get on a good upload schedule. But today we're just going to be building another home in our neighborhood, Sunwater. And yeah, it's just a small little like cozy house that I wanted to do and make it like especially like Christmassy or wintry, and I really like how it came out. If you guys notice, I kind of moved through the building part of the house fairly quickly, and normally it takes me a lot longer, but honestly I took my inspiration for the exterior from another build that I did that I never uploaded. I ended up scrapping it completely, and I'll actually include some pictures of it here so you guys can kind of see. So yeah, it technically was like drafted and everything, so I just had to make a mini version of it. I really like the original version. I don't know, something about it. I think I ended up making the build way too big, and I know it would be hard to furnish, so I just put it in the lot bin and just left it there for inspiration for later, and I'm glad it ended up coming in handy. So yeah, I didn't have to think too hard about the color scheme, what fences I was going to use, what columns I was going to use, the doors and windows. Sometimes that can take me a while, so that saved a considerable amount of time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the build. Also, something that I wanted to talk about really quickly was my music choice in all of these videos. I don't know if anyone has really taken note of it or if it bothers anyone, but I have used the same like 8 or like 10 soundtracks for my speed builds for background music, and I really want to change it up, but every time I try to change it up, I end up getting some kind of like copyright notice, or like I end up having to demonetize the video, or like, yeah, it's just really annoying. And so I've just decided to stick with the safest music that I can, which has always been these like few songs. And on one hand, I am kind of glad because it is like a consistent thing. It kind of like puts me in the voiceover and like building mood, but also I know it could get like probably pretty tiring to hear the same soundtracks in the back. So if you're wondering why, that's why. I'm still on the lookout for a new batch of copyright-free music, but if you've ever uploaded anything to YouTube, then you know that like it is a really annoying thing to have to find copyright-free music. And then like sometimes it's like marketed or advertised as copyright-free, and then you still get like a copyright notice for it once you upload it. So yeah, it's just really annoying. I mean, I don't mind at all like some of my videos being demonetized, but for like every single video I put out to be demonetized, it would just be really, really annoying. So yeah, I just try to play it safe with the music. For my Homes on the Grid videos, pretty much all of them have been demonetized, and that's completely fine because I like to switch up my music for those episodes. But for my speed builds, I really do like this soundtrack. So okay, so here you guys see me messing with the driveway, and this is the one part of the build that really doesn't make sense at all, because I put a functional driveway here at the start, but then I do end up removing it and putting just floor tiles to replace it, because I did not allow enough space for there to be a little bit of landscaping there, and I really wanted there to be some landscaping right where the driveway is. So in the end, we did end up with like a faux driveway, which is kind of annoying and useless, but I just was going for a certain look more than anything, more than functionality for this build. So I'm really sorry about that. There's definitely space for you to re-add a driveway if you'd like, but you would have to delete a little bit of landscaping, and you guys will see as the build goes on. Okay, so right here you guys can see me putting in the faux driveway, and I use move objects on to place floor tiles outside of the grid, and unfortunately when you put the lot down in your neighborhood, those tiles outside of the grid will likely disappear and you'll have to re-add them, but just use move objects on to re-add them, or you can just delete the shrubs that I end up putting under the windows there and put in a real driveway. So yeah, I really wanted the driveway to match the walkway, and like it just was really important to me while I was building this, but now looking back on it, I do wish I just put in a regular driveway. But I feel like that space could potentially be useful if you have some like outdoor object that you want your sim to use. You could just place it there, or something like that. So right now you see me looking through the catalog, looking through different fireplaces, because to me nothing says like a holiday build than a fireplace. And unfortunately, the way I plan the layout, there is like no space for a fireplace on the first floor, at least not in a way that looks natural to me because of the cutouts and things. It like, see, if I put it there, it like sticks out awkwardly on the side of the house, and I just didn't like that. So I do end up putting a fireplace upstairs, which I did actually Google it just because I just wanted to know, like, are upstairs fireplaces a thing? Because I've never seen that before, and apparently it is a thing. So there you have it. It's not too unrealistic for me to put an upstairs fireplace. So yeah, not that it really matters, but if you've watched my builds for a while, then you know, try to do things that make sense in real life, because I take most of my inspiration from real life anyway. So yeah, I chose to do some modular stairs for the staircase in this house, and Not sure what I was doing there with the camera, but I really like how it looked to kind of have the stairs tucked away here and have their own little space. And something about the stair rails showing, I really wanted that to stand out instead of just using walls to encase the stairs. Although it may have looked more clean, I feel like the stair rails were more fitting for this build. So yeah. I don't know if I made it clear what I just said. Not try to do things that make sense in real life, but I try to do things that make sense in real life. I was like listening back to it, like that sounds like I'm saying that you need to do things that make sense in real life. I think I misspoke, but anyway, so on the first floor, I chose to do just a kitchen, a family room, a small office, the dining room, and a half bathroom. In my last build for the Halloween themed build, I was talking about how I get really like bathroom crazy or like bathroom happy with my builds, and I think I'm taking a step in the right direction by just doing a 2.5 bath home, which is still a lot of bathrooms, but I'm getting better. I was saying that I always feel like I want each of my Sims in the household to have their own like full bathroom, but that's just not really how it is. Like, I'm actually learning that a lot of big houses, especially if they're older, sometimes they only have 1 bathroom or 2 bathrooms, and they could have like 5 bedrooms, and that's just like a normal thing. I'm very accustomed to living in apartments and like townhomes, and just like small living spaces in general, and there's always like almost like 1-for-1 number of bathrooms in the house. So yeah, I'm learning as I go. But yeah, so here I am sectioning off the upstairs and figuring out the layout, and I end up making one of these bedrooms a nursery. I feel like a lot of my builds tend to lack rooms for babies. I don't know why I'm always doing like bedrooms for adult Sims or teen Sims, but I added a cute little nursery in this build and I really like it. Also, there's the upstairs fireplace we were talking about earlier. I was thinking as well about my building tutorial that I had put out a while ago, and I know I covered a lot of bases in that video, but I don't think, or at least I can't remember if I talked about layouts and like how to figure out what the shape of the house is going to be. I genuinely can't remember. So I'm just going to add that I always start out with some just random shape. I usually start with like 2 squares or 2 rectangles and just connect them. And then from there I add little additions on the sides, like 3 tiles here, 2 tiles there, maybe like a little like 4 tile extension on the side. And then like basically just building off of the very simple shape that you started with. Now that normally means that I can never specifically plan out the layout because I just can't work from the inside out. My brain just doesn't work that way. So I just try to make the layout make sense for the shape that I created on the outside. And sometimes I end up with stuff that's pretty like strange, and sometimes it works out perfectly. I think in this build, I really like how it worked out. You see there, like I'm trying to add another fireplace on the bottom, but it's just not looking how I want it to look. But anyway, yeah, so sometimes the layout works perfectly for what I built on the outside, and sometimes it doesn't. So for this build, I do really like the layout of it. All of my builds are pretty pretty similar where, you know, you walk in and the first thing you see is the kitchen or the dining room, and then there's always like a living room on the same floor. I don't think I've done very many basements. I've done a few walkout basements, and that is something that I do when I incorporate a little bit more into my builds. But here we are, adding wall coverings to the kitchen, and I really wanted to go with that stone, and I wanted to do wood paneling. Something about this build made me want it to have somewhat of like a cabin feel, but not too like outdoorsy, just like a nice combination of the two. And then as you can see, I added some columns to the edges of the walls, and I added those stone columns to the stair railing upstairs. And I think it just makes it look really nice and polished rather than just having the blank edge of a wall. And the fact that there's also a matching wall covering to go with that column, it all worked out so perfectly. So yeah. I just want to add that one of the like unexpected results of us starting Sunwater was that I feel like I've gotten a lot more comfortable with furnishing residential lots. Before we started Sunwater, like I would only furnish my community lots. Like I would furnish them to death, and I would build some like cool residential lots, but I would always leave them unfurnished, just because it was really intimidating for me to furnish them. It does take me a while to furnish things, especially when I'm doing CC free, which is most of the time. But since starting Sunwater and kind of like forcing myself to furnish all of the lots, I've gotten so much more comfortable with it, and I'm really, really happy about that. So let me know in the comments, are you better at furnishing community lots or residential lots? What kind of lots do you prefer to build? Or do you just like to download pre-furnished lots? Do you prefer to have it done already? Like, do you like to download furnished lots and then maybe tweak them a little bit? I'm very curious to know, because for me, when it comes to the times where I'm actually doing lots of gameplay and playing The Sims, I don't like to deal with furnishing. I don't like to deal with building. I just want everything to be pre-made, and I kind of like to just focus on my Sim story. And I might like build a few things for specifically for them, but truthfully, I do not spend a lot of time on it when I'm actually playing the game. It would be very exhausting for me to do both things at once, both focus on the story of the gameplay and build things to the extent that I usually make like my speed builds. But yeah, hopefully that question even made sense. But continuing on with the build, here we are starting to furnish the kitchen. I wanted to do black appliances, and I thought it would match nicely with the cabinet handles. And then we start with this kind of dark green color on the walls. We do end up changing that to a dark red color, like a burgundy. And we also have this massive island in the middle with a wall. It's like a good idea in theory, like it looks cool, but two things. One, the kitchen is too small for that island in my opinion, and two, it was just awkward for me to try to make it look nice or decorate it, I guess. And you guys will see I go through a bunch of different options trying to make it look like something I like, and I end up just deleting it, making it a normal kind of island. So here we are painting the ceilings, of course, as usual. And yeah, I went with a lot of wood here. I wanted everything on purpose to be very tan, lots of wood, because like I said, I was going for that cabin feel without making it too cabiny, or like make it actually look like it's meant to be like an outdoorsy kind of space. So of course, we all know there's no cabinets, upper cabinets in The Sims 2. So, well, there's only one object that can suffice as an upper cabinet, but a lot of times to substitute for that, I just try to put shelves or some kind of wall decorations to keep the upper part of the kitchen interesting. I use a lot of the items from Seasons, I believe. And I put those dish racks with also the spice racks. And then there's the cabinet item I was talking about that I like to use sometimes if the kitchen will match it. But yeah, so I just keep repeating the placement of a bunch of objects and try not to overdo it and make it look, I try not to overdo it and make it look too like, you know, just like I covered the wall in the same item over and over. And hopefully I accomplished that with this kitchen. This was very challenging for me for some reason, but I always try to start with the kitchen when it comes to furnishing. I'm learning that my style of furnishing is kind of building the house around the kitchen. And so I'll a lot of times carry like the color scheme or items from the kitchen into the rest of the build. Also, on another note, I wish I got to say this earlier in the video, but the welcoming that you guys have given me back to YouTube it was legitimately the best thing ever. It was so kind. Everyone was so sweet in welcoming me back, and that just like it increased my motivation to upload like tenfold. It's so nice to talk to people in the Sims community in general, and like you guys are all so kind and sweet, and I just wanted to make that known. That really just like made my whole week. It was so nice to be remembered and welcome back. So I'm super happy to be uploading again and talking to you all again. I have responded to not just new comments, but I've tried to respond to some old comments, comments that were like months old. I don't know if it's still relevant enough for me to respond. I don't know if those the people who left those comments still care for a response. So comments that were like months and months old, I didn't really bother responding to. But like if it was like a month or two old, I tried to respond to it. If it was weeks old, I tried to respond to all the comments. I really appreciate your guys's feedback, ideas, you know, knowing what you guys are thinking. Just everyone has been really awesome. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, my motivation to upload and be active in the community again is like at an all-time high. So as long as time allows it, I am going to deliver. Anyway, so as you guys can see, I added some Christmas lights. I just went with the white ones here in the kitchen. Excuse me, as not to throw off the color scheme too much. I put some poinsettias on the counter. That's like a Christmassy plant, right? So, and then I added some utensil holders, some of those little kitchen jars, and then here I am I just wanted to look at some of those holiday objects because it's just not stuff that you typically use. I believe it's from the holiday stuff pack, and yeah, they're not items that I typically even click on, so I just wanted to see some of them in game. And yeah, something else that annoyed me, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was looking through the collections part of the catalog, and I could not find the holiday stuff, a holiday stuff collection. Like, it was never given a proper collection file, or maybe just not in my game. But yeah, that was annoying because I was hoping I could just go to that collection file and I would have my work figured out for me, at least halfway. But no, I couldn't find it. So I just had to click through and manually look. But here I am, like, wrestling with this counter. I don't even know how to make it look presentable. Like, I'm trying to add these flowers to seal off those cracks between the wall and the counter. I spend so much time on this and it ends up being pretty much for nothing because I do delete it all. And I'm really glad I did, but maybe one day I will find a way to make these like huge counters look really nice. But yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure why, but figuring out the lighting for this kitchen was the most difficult thing of this of furnishing. So I'm trying all these different things, and it's I don't know why or what it is. It's just, it was really hard to find a light that I liked how it looked, but also to find a light where I actually liked the color that it gave off. I always try to go for warm lighting in my residential build, so it was really difficult. So you might see lamps in weird places, you might see sconces in weird places, but I was just trying to get the mood right. So as you could see, I changed the colors of the walls finally to this burgundy color. I added a little DIY rug in front of the sink that also matched the walls, and that just, I feel like it improved the look of the kitchen so much. Here I am adding weird lamps, or lamps in weird places. And then the Christmas lights, in case you didn't know, when you place Christmas lights in the build and you don't have a family there living there yet, you have to just exit the lot, save and exit the lot, and then when you come back to the lot, the lights will be illuminated. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like the Christmas lights in the game are not considered Christmas lights. They like function differently. I can't explain it. So also I don't know why I'm like frozen in time here for a second, but the Christmas lights don't activate like regular lights. They are just always on. So yeah, I do have a mod that allows me to turn on and off lights on a unoccupied lot, but it doesn't work for the Christmas lights. So just a little tidbit, if you didn't know, just go ahead and save and exit the lot, come back, and they'll be illuminated. And then there's about to be a cut in the video here. There were a few things that I did and I realized that I wasn't recording it, so there's gonna be like some changes here right here. Yeah, so as you can see, I saved and exited the lot, came back, the lights are now illuminated, and I already have the dining room and everything figured out, and a few changes to the kitchen that I wasn't able to catch on camera. If you guys notice, I had this idea to put both blinds and curtains on the windows, since that is how it would typically work in real life, or at least from what I've seen. You usually have both. If you have blinds, then you either just have the blinds, or you also put curtains over them, or sometimes you just have curtains. But I went ahead and did both for this build. I thought it was cute. It made it feel really cozy and realistic looking. I also did a DIY rug for under the dining table, and then you can also see me adding these cute little wreaths and bows around the artwork. Also, I decided to strictly use wall hangings that had black frames for the first floor, because I used black appliances in the kitchen, which sounds like it doesn't make any sense at all, but I don't know if that was a decision I made because I liked how it looked, or I just wanted it to be easier for me to choose decorations by narrowing it down to only wall hangings with black frames. So but just to give you an idea, that's kind of like how my thought process works when I'm furnishing. Sometimes I just need help making a decision. Sometimes I actually prefer the way something looks, but yeah, I am really annoyed that part of the build got cut out. I'm usually pretty good about not letting that happen, but it's not a big deal. So here I am kind of trying to create the like TV space with the minimal space that we have here next to the stairs, and still allow like adequate space for walking through. And yeah. All right, so now we have moved on to the little office space I was talking about. I just added some more columns and a little bit more wall to enclose it. There is not a dedicated office in this build, so I thought this would be just like the perfect little space to have a computer desk. And like I said before, I do play test my lots now, and I play tested this lot too, and she was able to get around everywhere perfectly. I tested, I specifically kind of make sure to test anything I place diagonally or anything that I place in a tight space, and like anywhere where I put objects like forcefully using move objects, and everything was good to go, squared away, so your sim should have no issues accessing anything. So yeah, I thought this was a really cute idea. I added some more poinsettias, and like I said before, I made sure to use a wall hanging with a black frame, excluding the mirrors, of course. Just really like pictures is what I'm talking about. And I just adore that little office space. I chose that computer because the back of the computer is facing outward. I wanted to choose a computer that was going to be like, I guess, not too bulky or look weird facing outward like that. And the like flip screen desktop was the best option for that. So yeah, as you guys can see, like I'm adding little holiday elements here and there where I can, but I really kind of start to add a lot more in once we get to the living room. And as you can see, I added a cute little gingerbread house on the table. I thought that was so cute. That is actually one of my favorite items now. Now that I've actually gotten to see it, it is just so cute. I wish the Sims could actually interact with it or build gingerbread houses. But yeah, so here we are working on the living room. I think I called it a TV room earlier. I just said that because it has a TV in it, and then we have a second living room upstairs that is where the fireplace is the focal point, and there's no TV. So yeah, just added a little bit of light. If you guys noticed, although I went with like light wood and tan as the wall coverings and floor coverings and ceiling coverings and the stairs, I wanted to offset that kind of, I don't know what's the word, what's the word where something is like continuously the same? I can't remember, but I wanted to offset that by using dark wood and dark colors and just different tones of wood, and trying to make it all kind of tie in together. And because the front door is dark wood, I think that helped make everything kind of cohesive. So there you can see that I added the skinnier Christmas tree just because we're really tight on space. I didn't want to use the bigger one. It looked a little bit too, just too big for the space. And I add some little holiday elements. I think that gnome is just so cute, and the little snowman holding the postcards, I'm guessing. And those gifts that I put there I end up deleting later because it just doesn't fit very nicely there. Yeah, I think I was just really excited about using items that I don't normally use, and that is another big reason why I wanted to do this build, besides it being December, of course. I just really like exercising my furnishing skills, and I know eventually it'll get easier for me and I'll be able to do this process a lot faster, hopefully. So yeah, I just add a little bit more Christmas lights, and yeah, I'm like, okay, we have a lot of seating. Can I add some like skill objects? And I'm trying to squeeze like a piano there. It's just like really silly, but I just add a little lamp there and a plant, and I do end up adding some more wall hangings on that wall there. I really like the idea of giving the bathroom its own mini hallway, just because, well, not only does it free up that space in front of the bathroom door and I don't have to work around it, but it is kind of like, I don't know, I just don't want to walk in and immediately see the bathroom door. Obviously in real life it doesn't really matter, but in The Sims, where I can control that, like, I would rather have the bathroom door like kind of tucked away, if I can do it like in an aesthetically pleasing way. So yeah, I exited again so that I could illuminate those Christmas lights in the TV room, and just tweaking some things here and there, just to make it perfect. Okay, so like I've said in previous videos, when it comes to the bathrooms in the builds, I usually don't give it too much thought. They're usually always typically somewhat of the same style. I just literally I drop the items into each bathroom, but I still do try to give the bathrooms a little bit of love so that they don't feel too bland and cold. But they typically are like pretty bland compared to the rest of the build. So for these bathrooms, I just decided to go with the light wood mirrors and shelves to match the cabinets, which are the same cabinets that I used in the kitchen. And I used the shower tub combo. The pieces of carpet that I'm putting down are meant to be bathroom rugs, and of course, I made them green to go with the red wall covering so that it can be kind of somewhat Christmassy. And yeah, I added a towel rack. There's not a lot of non-CC items for bathrooms. Well, there are, but there's not like there's not a toilet paper roll and like little bathroom items that you can put around the sink. You kind of need whole entire counters for the items that there are. But okay, so now we've moved on to the fireplace, and I was super excited to add the stockings item because I never get to use that, and I think it looks so cute. And this wall, even though I tried to give it some love, it still looked very blank as is, and I do end up adding some more shelving around the fireplace so that we have more room to add some holiday decorations. Okay guys, I'm back. So I know it might seem strange to have two Christmas trees, but I do think because both of the trees are a little bit smaller, um, that it doesn't look too funny or too overdone. Also, I do think some people actually have multiple Christmas trees on Christmas. So it might not actually be as weird as I'm thinking that it is. And right now my cat is like scratching at my door, so I'm sorry if you can hear that in the back. But anyway, yeah, so here I am decorating the second living room and just trying to make it really cozy and warm. And I know that space where you walk up the stairs looks very like tight, but when I play tested it, my sim could get around just fine, as well as sit on the couches and light the fireplace and everything. The corner with the Christmas tree doesn't really need to be accessible because it's just decorative items in that corner. And of course I added the little snowman radio as well, which actually has a really cute animation with it if you've never seen it in game. But anyway, here I am just adding some more curtains and blinds to each of the rooms. And for the bedrooms, I kept it relatively simple. I guess I just didn't want to crowd the rooms too much. I didn't feel like it was necessary. And then also I do just feel like I imagine you want a little bit of room to add items of your own if you move a sim family in here. Guys, cats are so interesting. It's like when I shut my door, when they're both in here and I shut my door, they're like scratching to get out. Even if they were sleeping, it's like they notice the door got shut and they're like, no, this needs to stay open. And then when they're both out of the room, I shut the door and then they're scratching to get in. Like I don't really know what they want. So my old setup was actually pretty much between my kitchen and my living room, and it was just out in the open, so I didn't have to worry about that. But now my setup is in a room and in like a dedicated room, so like I don't know, my cats, they just they don't want me to be great. So yeah, so we are just decorating the main bedroom now. And the main bedroom, of course, has its own bathroom, while the other two bedrooms share one bathroom that is accessible to anyone, obviously. So yeah, I went ahead and went with the kind of dark cherry looking wood for the main bedroom. I just really liked how it kind of complements the wall covering in the bathroom, and it was really easy to match objects with each other. But yeah. All right, so as you can see, we are almost finished furnishing the nursery I was talking about earlier, and I think it's really cute. I like the blue and red theme. Yeah, I just think it's super cute. I added a little bookshelf, I added a toy chest, and I feel like it's plenty of room to obviously expand once the baby gets older, and you can put a real bed in here and like a dresser or desk and stuff. And then I went ahead and added some of those little drawings, but moved them way down to the floor, as if, the toddlers maybe like drawing pictures and then like putting them up. Maybe not the toddler putting them up, but like the parents are putting up the drawings at the eye level of the kid. So I don't know, maybe the baby would be too young to draw pictures like that. I don't know. But when they reach like child age, maybe it'll make more sense. But I just thought that was cute, and I put a little toy plane above the crib, and I like it a lot. So now we've moved on to the third bedroom, and I added a piano and I added a violin because I'm not sure why. I just imagined that maybe like a what's the word? Like a musically like creative sim might live here and live in this room. And also it's a good way to add some skilling objects to the build rather than just decorative things and bookcases. So yeah, that's kind of the theme I went with for this room. And it is weird because it seems a lot more grand than the main bedroom. But I think I'm okay with that. I think I like kind of having the rooms each have a little bit of a different personality, even if the main bedroom isn't the nicest bedroom. Maybe it kind of fits the personality of the sim whose bedroom that will be more. And on that topic, is there a way like for you to assign bedrooms to sims? Because I have not been able to figure that out yet. Like, is there a mod for it? Is there like something I need to do? Because I just hate when I have a sim family in a house and they just sleep in whatever bed that they want. Like, can I like assign a room to them? So I know that you can lock doors and choose to like allow me only, but it's like I'm okay with like babies and pets roaming around, and then that would keep them from being able to roam into that room. Or is that the only way to do it? Like, I'm not sure. So if someone could let me know, like, what's your method of keeping sims in their respective rooms, basically. But so yeah, I went ahead and added a little shelf and added just some random decorations that I feel like fit the room. I added these little wall sconces, and obviously the right side of the bed will not be functional. Like, sims cannot sleep on that side of the bed, but I just preferred the look of a double bed, and especially in a room with like a piano. Like, it's a very grand room, so I felt like it deserved a double bed, even if both sides aren't accessible. I mean, that's a pretty normal thing to see in real life. Like, you might have a double bed and you have it pushed against the wall, but anyway, so we have moved outside, and I'm so glad that the game has these cute little reindeer lawn ornaments and this cute little snowman lawn ornament. So of course I went ahead and added those, and we are going to get into some light landscaping. Oh yeah, and then I added 2 like nutcracker statues on the outside. I really do not like nutcrackers. They creep me out. They just look really, really creepy to me, but these ones, I don't know, they're not too bad. I didn't mind putting them there, and I felt like it just made it a little bit more Christmassy. So I put those at the front, and then here I am adding some Christmas lights to the edge of the roof as best as I can. It may not look super natural, but it does the job. It gets the idea across. But so yeah, I'm just placing the lights along the fence here and trying to put enough but not overdo it. And I think it ends up looking really cute. I just added a few lights on the front porch, and now looking back on it, I do wish I added a little bit more to the front porch, maybe even like just a potted plant or something. And for the shrubs around here, I did not overlap them this time. I chose to just keep them one per square, and I think that should help your Sims be able to garden better. So yeah, I didn't want to like overlap them and stuff like I usually do. Not sure why. I just chose to keep it a little more simple for this build. And I love that the game has this decorated tree as an option for the lawn. I think it's really cute. And I just added a few lawn lights and a few spotlights for the Nutcracker statues. And I started to give the snowman a light of its own, but I guess that wouldn't really make sense. Also, it just made it look kind of creepy. So here we are. Here is the final build. It looks really, really cute. I hope you guys love it too. And I tried to do something a little bit different this time, and instead of just adding like regular screenshots, I tried to I moved my tester sim into the house and adjusted the weather so that we could get some nice snowy shots like this one. And I mean, you guys can see in the top left corner, I forgot to crop out the action list, so I'm sorry if that like takes away from it, but here's some pictures of it in live mode. It looks so cute and warm and like festive. I really like the color scheme, of course, like the burgundy and the wood all came together very nicely. I just adore the gingerbread house on the table. Here's the little reading area and the office. I usually don't talk so much through the screenshots, but I just think this is so cute. There's my tester sim, and the tree is illuminated, and she's just sitting there. Well, she was watching TV, but yeah, here's the final product. Here is the half bathroom on the first floor, and now we're upstairs. Here's a little bit more of the stairwell, and there she is lighting the fireplace, and it just looks so nice and warm and inviting. Here's one of the upstairs bathrooms. The door was open. The bedroom with the piano and violin. And yeah, I hope you guys love it. Thank you so much for spending another hour with me. I'm very excited to see your thoughts, and as usual, this build will be available for download. Just check the description, and yeah, happy holidays to all of you. Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you had a great week and that you continue to have a great week, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Also, I love this picture because you can see the smoke from the chimney. I absolutely adore this build. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next build. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.